This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. We may be a comic duo, but we take mental health very serious. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service and is completely online. BetterHelp is a network with over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, answer a few questions, and BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network.
You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. With BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom-picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and at a more affordable price. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/amp. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/amp.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. If you haven't noticed, with some of my amazing dedicated listeners, I'm trying to record every day about different things, just 20 minutes at a time, just something I feel like I want to share after I do all the research. The research takes the longest. I've been researching things for years. And there are some amazing sites out there like The Healthy or just Google or Medical Daily or just different doctors' blogs and stuff that I love to research. And of course, just through personal experiences that I like to share as well. So welcome back. If you have been listening from the beginning, thank you. I think we're over 50 episodes now. Cass joins me sometimes. Sometimes we have guests. We have some more guests lined up here on the Anxiety Makes Me Poop podcast. If you like the lighter side of anxiety, go to Facebook or go to Instagram. We post super funny memes. And then here on the podcast, we talk a little more serious life. When Cass is here, we definitely laugh through our stressors. But today we're going to talk about top anxiety searches on Google. What are people searching for? Most people search for physical symptoms of anxiety, like heart palpitations, chest tightness, dizziness. Does that sound familiar? I was there. I was absolutely there. I searched for all that stuff. Like, could this be a heart attack? Could this be anxiety related? Is this stress related? Why am I dizzy? Why do I feel dehydrated even though I did drink water? Is this from caffeine? Why is my sugar dropping? There are so many different symptoms, and we are all so unique that every body is different when it comes to physical symptoms. But the number one or top anxiety-related Google search is physical symptoms. People are wondering if their symptoms are related to anxiety or something more serious. You can look up coping mechanisms. You can look up getting professional help. Some popular searches include how to calm anxiety attacks. I feel like we've gone through that on some of these episodes. We'll probably touch on it today too. Ways to stop overthinking. Ooh, that's tough. I don't think I've mastered that yet. And I've been working on this podcast for a couple years now. There are some quick tips that people look up, like breathing techniques, mindfulness, grounding exercises. Some people search for digital detox or social media anxiety, and that's on the rise, actually, people looking that up, and we're going to talk about that too. Many also search for why am I so tired or how to recover from burnout. It highlights the overlap between mental and physical exhaustion. Some people also look up online therapy, telehealth for anxiety. So we're going to talk about a few things here. Recognizing your physical symptoms of anxiety. Heart palpitations, chest tightness, for example, and I think I shared this on my hysterectomy episode. 1 week before my surgery, and I didn't realize it was actually a symptom of my uterus, but it caused so much stress that I truly thought I was having a heart attack. I went to the doctor and said, I have this pain. It's been a couple days. I'm 49. I have surgery next week, next Friday. What is going on? They took it very serious. If you go to a doctor and they don't take you serious, please find another doctor. I have been through that. We've talked about that. Please find another doctor if they don't take you serious, because just because you think it's a symptom of anxiety, it could also be something else. And that's why it's so hard to depict between, is this an anxiety attack? Is this a panic attack? Or is this truly my body telling me I better get to the hospital, something's going on? So a week before my surgery, I was having chest pains and I felt like something was in my chest. Like, I don't suffer from heartburn, so I guess I wouldn't know what heartburn was. My doctor said, I need to get you to the hospital stat. We're going to do a MRI with contrast. That means that they put this awesome IV in you and it flows through your body, and then they can see how everything's pumping and stuff. So it came back normal. So she said, you know what, maybe it's everything that you're going through. Let's give you some heartburn medicine. It didn't help until after my surgery, which we know now. If you listen to the hysterectomy episode, you know that every single symptom that I had was because of my uterus. And now that it's gone, I don't have much. I do still have anxiety, which is why I'm still here sharing my stories with you. So any kind of physical symptom that you are having, you have to ask yourself, do I need to just calm my anxiety symptoms, or is this truly something? So there's different ways. I would say first, do your box breathing, where you breathe in, hold for 4 seconds, breathe in through your nose, hold for 4 seconds, breathe out through your mouth for 4 seconds. Breathe in and breathe out very slowly. Try not to think about, I know this is hard, okay? Don't laugh at me. Try not to think about anything while you're breathing. Ground yourself. Feel what you're sitting on. Like, I'm sitting on a kind of a cold chair because I'm in my basement in the recording studio. It's a cold chair, but I can feel it. I can feel the carpet underneath my left foot, and I can feel my right leg crossed over my left leg. Ground yourself. It's all just ways of relaxing your mind from what you're stressing about. Do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. We've talked about that before. Google it. It helps. It just kind of brings mindfulness of what's around you and kind of lets go of your mind's thoughts. So let's talk about digital detox and how it causes anxiety. Think about the impact of your screen time and anxiety. Many people search for digital detox, and it's actually, this might sound simple, but it might not be, because a lot of us live with our phones in our hands or our computers in front of us. But digital detox will give you ideas and challenges like 24-hour phone-free day, or tips to set up your screen time boundaries. Like, you can only scroll through for 30 minutes, whether that be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, YouTube, and it shuts off. It closes the app, or however that works. For me, I set an alarm. The impact on screen time can really affect your anxiety, because you could be, okay, here's a perfect example. Half an hour before I go to sleep, I go to bed and I tell my husband, I'm like, TikTok time. That means that I'm just going to go relax for 30 minutes on TikTok, and then I usually fall asleep. And it's kind of a joke for us, but sometimes I can't stay on TikTok, or I can't stay on social media. So then I'll put on like a meditation song, or even just a movie I've seen before where I can just relax and listen to the words, but not watch it. Sometimes on TikTok, my algorithm is not good. It's, crime, or it's people that are missing, or runners that have gone missing. And that brings up so much anxiety. Or how about people that do makeup to perfection? I don't do that. Or younger people that are showing how they have no wrinkles. It's just, that's all my stuff. Like, that would cause anxiety for me, looking at all of that stuff. Or looking at maybe shelters. Like all the puppies that are in the shelters, all I want to do is adopt all of them, all the cats, all the animals in the shelters. I just want to build my own. So then that's bringing stress. I want to build my own shelter and save a whole bunch of animals. So that brings stress too. So then I have to detox from social media. I have to put the phone down. And I can do that because I've learned this is not healthy for me. I'm feeling my heart rate. I'm feeling my blood pressure. I have to put the phone down, and I do. Like I said, maybe I'll put a little like soft music on, a movie that I've seen before, because I have ear ringing in my ears, and I think it's caused by listening to music too loud when I was younger, and they're trying to figure it out. It could be from really bad allergies. So if I just lay in bed without anything, that's all I can concentrate on is the ringing in my ears. So I do have to have some sort of background noise, like white noise, brown noise, whatever you prefer. But take the challenge. If you wake up on a Sunday and you know you don't owe anyone anything, shut the phone off. Shut the TV down. Do a project that requires you to, you know what? It's the holidays. Go buy a gingerbread house on clearance and build a gingerbread house for an hour with someone or by yourself. I have 2 upstairs. They're mini little gingerbread houses, and I will build them when I want to detox from social media. And I will spend the time decorating it, and then I will enjoy it, looking at it on the table. So think about stuff like that. I know that sounds simple, but it's so good for your brain. When you have exhaustion, burnout, absolutely, it could cause anxiety. For me, when I do not get, for me, I'm not a good sleeper. I never have been. I've had doctors try to help me. I sleep for 4 hours. I jump up and I'm up for 2 hours. I may go back to sleep for 2 more hours. So I'm either up at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. It just depends on what time I go to sleep. I am terrible. So when I finally get to the day of being exhausted, because I usually have a crash out day. Sometimes it's Saturday afternoons because I know that maybe we're going to go out to dinner or something. So I really try to lay down on Saturday afternoons and catch up on all the sleep I missed Monday through Friday, or I should say Sunday through Friday. Saturday's usually my crash out. But what happens is when I get closer to that Wednesday or Thursday, when there's been quite a few days of not being able to sleep full sleep cycles, I start to get anxiety. I start to worry. I've even said that on the phone with people that will call me and they'll say something. I'll be like, you know what? I'm exhausted. Give me a minute to think about this because right now I'm emotionally getting upset about what you're telling me or something like that. And I'm very open with everyone because I'm pretty in tune to my emotions now. It's taken me a very long time, but I feel like I am comfortable just telling people, you got to give me a minute, or you know what? I'm going to call you back. And so I go and think about what they told me. I take a couple deep breaths, I ground myself, and then I call them back and say, okay, here's the answer. So that happens. Exhaustion, burnout. You know, there's a lot. There's also physical too. Your body starts to ache. So that's when you want to drink a lot of water. You know, let's just break down what's actually happening during an anxiety attack. When you have an anxiety attack, your brain thinks that you're in danger. It's stressing about something that's could happen, might happen, will happen, even if you're just sitting at home. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night. I could be completely asleep and my body goes, we forgot to do this. Let's wake up. And 2 a.m., here I am thinking about stuff. I've learned to write things down so that I can go back to sleep. But what happens is it sends out a flood of adrenaline, which causes physical reactions like the rapid heartbeat, shortness of breath, sweating or shaking, tightness in the chest. If this sounds familiar, this is your body trying to protect you. The problem is there's no real danger. It's a false alarm. So that's why anxiety attacks feel overwhelming but aren't physically harmful. So just remind yourself, this will pass. My body is doing what it's supposed to do, but I am safe. You can just keep repeating that. I am safe. No, that's not going to happen. If you're a worst case scenario thinker, that's not going to happen. Stick to the facts, and it hopefully will calm your body down. If not, please reach out to a specialist. What I always like to mention, and I've mentioned it in my books, Anxiety Makes Me Poop, if you want to take a look at them, you are not alone. I feel like a lot of times we feel isolated. This is something that everyone needs to hear. Anxiety makes you feel isolated, but you are not alone. So many people are Googling these same symptoms and asking the same questions, just trying to figure it all out. There's nothing wrong with you for feeling this way, though. Just know that. Anxiety is incredibly common. It's the body's way of reacting to stress, but you're not stuck here. Okay? You could say, I've had it since I was young. I have had it since I was single digits and I'm 49. I have had anxiety my entire life. I have learned to cope. I have learned to work with it every day. I'm actually getting days where I don't have it, thank goodness, but it's because I'm coping and I'm using different skills that I'm learning and I'm sharing them with you. You can take steps to move forward and you don't have to do it alone. Lean on positive friends, family members, online communities. As long as they're positive, please make sure you're going to the right communities. If you need more help, obviously therapy is an amazing option. So again, how to relax your body during an anxiety attack. Ground yourself with the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 things you can see. Look around right now. Count 5 things you can see. 4 things that you can touch. 3 things that you can hear. 2 things that you can smell. 1 thing that you can taste. Sometimes this pulls you out of your racing thoughts and into the present moment. Progressive muscle relaxation. Start at your toes and tense each muscle group for 5 seconds, then release them. Curl your toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release them. Let them rest. Work your way up your body, focusing on each area. How about self-talk? Gently remind yourself, this is temporary. I've been here before and I will get through it. Anxiety tricks your brain into thinking the worst, but your words can counteract that. I am safe. I will be okay. I'm thinking worst case scenario. I need to stick to the facts. What are the facts? Physical release. If you're feeling jittery, like you just drank a whole bunch of coffee or an energy drink, shake out your arms. Do some stretches. Reach your hands over your head. Walking around. Walk in circles at your house, at the office. Go around the building. It just helps discharge that excess adrenaline. If you're not someone that works out, just stretch. Reach high above your head and just breathe. If you can, stand up. Shake your legs. If you have to sit, shake your arms. Shake your head. Roll your head around. Whatever you have to do to just kind of focus on your body and stretch out those muscles. So just remember, anxiety might feel like it's in charge, but you have tools to take control. Most importantly, you're never alone in this. There's a whole community out there facing the same struggles, and we're cheering each other on. We're out there. I'm cheering you on. Thanks for being here because I'm cheering you on. Try one of the techniques. If you don't like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, if you don't like the breathing, if you don't like the stretching, just try different ones every time anxiety flares up. And I feel like I say this all the time, but take care of you. You are number one. If you're feeling burnt out, if you're feeling stressed, set your alarm and take a nap. Take a nap. You know, I hopped on to a Teams call a couple years ago, and the woman hopped on and she said, "Oh, okay, we're going to be on camera." She goes, "Just excuse me, I took my half an hour midday nap." And I was so amazed at that. She was so open. It was a corporate call. And she said, once a week or so, I just have to rest my mind because I work all the time. And I was so happy for her. So take 15 minutes, take a half an hour, sit in your car, Listen to some meditation music. Stretch. Do what is best for you. Stay healthy for you. Take care of you. You are number one. Thanks for listening. Talk to you next time.